All right, so just for the fun of it, let's extract this stuff to a custom hook. It might be kind of useful to use in other places. And to be totally honest, I was inspired by the use controlled switch warning custom hook that's built into the Reach UI code, from which I derived most of this logic here. So shout out to them. So let's go ahead and turn this stuff into our own custom hook. So I'm going to take this one first, and we'll come up here and make a function called use controlled switch warning. And we'll find out what params we need here in a little bit. Then I'm just going to paste all of this. And then we need to genericize this and such. So instead of on is controlled, I'm just going to generically say is controlled. We don't know what state that's going to be. And instead of on was controlled, we'll just say was controlled. And then let's determine the is controlled right in here from some control prop value. So we can do that ourselves here. And then we'll accept that control prop value right here. And then here we've got use toggle. That would be good to get rid of. And also the specific prop on. So let's get the control prop name and component name, or it could be the hook name as in our case. And then instead of use toggle right here and there, we'll do component name. And then for our prop name here, we'll put the control prop name and save that. And then let's go ahead and update this to have all the dependencies that we really care about. And then we can save that. We'll come down here and swap the implementation we had before with this use controlled switch warning, where we're going to want to pass the controlled on for our control prop value, and then the prop name of on, and then for our component or hook name, that's going to be use toggle. Okay, sweet. So let's make sure that this is still working. If I initialize this to undefined and then I click, sweet, we've got that going. And if I initialize this to something and then change it to undefined, then we've got the same thing going on. Perfect. Everything's still working just as I would desire. So in review, all we did here was pretty standard move things to a function type of stuff, accepting all of the custom things as parameters, and then passing those to the custom hook. All right, so let's go ahead and move this stuff to its own custom hook. Surprisingly, this one actually will be a little bit more complicated, but what we're going to do here is make a function called use on change read only warning. We'll figure out what parameters we need later. Then I'm going to cut this, paste it right in here, and then we'll call it right here. So here's the tricky bit. We've got a bunch of stuff in our message that are specific to our implementation of use toggle for this specific prop. So I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste that message with all of the variables set into it. And then we can accept all of these as variables. So here we have a control prop name. Prop was provided to the component name without an onChange prop, whatever that's called. This will result in a read-only control prop name. If you want it to be mutable, then use the initial value prop. Otherwise, set either the onChange prop or the read-only prop. We also need to know whether this is controlled and if it's read-only. And then we need the onChange value as well. So let's go ahead and accept all of these things as arguments to our function. So we'll have the control prop value and the control prop name for our message. And with that control prop value, we can now calculate whether we're controlled. So I'm going to do that right here. Paste it right there. Great. And then we'll also get our component name. So we can have that in our message. And then let's go ahead and accept a has on change value here, which we'll pass to this function call. We'll have a read only value and a read only prop, and then an initial value prop and an on change prop. Awesome. And then let's go ahead and get this automatically updated for us. That is quite the dependency list. And now we need to pass all of these arguments. So I'm going to just copy and paste this right here. And our control prop value is the controlled on. The control prop name is on. Our component name is use toggle. Our has on change can be Boolean on change. Read only actually happens to be the name of the read only value, so we'll just pass that as is. And then the read only prop, that's going to be the string read only. That's for our message. And then the initial value prop is going to be the string initial on, because that is the initial on value here. And then our on change prop is simply on change. And sweet, we save that. We come down here and we make this a read only by accident, and we get our warning. If we switch it to read only is true, then that warning goes away. So we are in a good place. So in review for this one, we pretty much did the same thing, just took the logic that we had before, extracted it into a function, and then parameterized a ton of stuff. And then we called it in our function body for our custom hook.